This is actually a part 2 of the first video where I'm talking why I'm actually not religious, why I've never considered myself as someone who's actually religious. So what happened is with the first video, it stopped. I don't know, this lately my phone is acting up, and I don't know. So I'm just gonna continue. And today I didn't feel like making any video because I'm feeling down and I didn't want that energy so to be show on my YouTube channel. So I'm just gonna continue with it. So I've shared that when I was okay, I mentioned that I'm actually a self introverted person, so I'm usually find it hard to be in a group, in a some sort of in a social space, because my anxiety just act up. At that time I didn't know that actually I absorb people's pain, energy, whatsoever. A lot of people who actually in church are in pain. A lot of people who actually in church, they're not good people. Sometimes I end up having this kind of thing every time. So I remember I used to sleep at church in order to be manage, to be able to manage for that particular hours, to manage the anxiety that I'm actually feeling. So I used to just bend my head and sleep. Sometimes I will just go to the toilet until I wait for the church to stop, because I was young at that time. I think I was young, 7 to 13, because at the age of 13 I said, "No, what, I am done." Every time I was in church, it's either I'm sleeping. When I come back, I try myself to sleep, because it used to help to cry, because I never understand why my skin was feeling the way it was feeling. It was on fire. Like, I was extremely sensitive to the energies of the church. I was extremely sensitive. I didn't like pastors. I feel like they were lying. You know, when you feel people actually lying, and then you experience some symptoms and you don't know. At that time I didn't know that I actually have intuitive abilities. So it was something that was, and something that I didn't know about until later, why I'm actually sensitive. Instead, I hated my sensitive for the longest time, because I felt like it's a flaw. It's not something that I should be proud of, because I was bullied by they bully me because of my sensitive. So every time I was in church, I used to cry. Like, I used to cry to the point that when the woman gave birth to me, is telling me that I should actually go to church alone, I used to make sure that I don't go in. Instead, I will wait until the church is done, so that I will be able to leave and act like I came to church. Just to think about it, she never even asked me what actually verse that we're talking about. But so I've never, like, every time when I want to know at least one verse that I can actually lie about, that this is, it never felt right to consume it. I've never remember it, even if I tried so many times. I feel like even the Our Father, I think it's a prayer. Those prayer that Our Father, blah blah blah. I still don't know the prayer. A lot of songs I still eat. I still don't know lyrics. I don't know the whole Our Father thing. It's just there were a lot of signs that actually telling me that church is not for me. Religious way is not for me. Even though I used to, I end up being a lying child at 13, because I felt like I was being forced to something that I'm actually not into. It used to make my skin, on fire. I've never understand why I feel like that. I remember the first conservation, I think uh I was 20, when I asked someone, "Why do you go to church every time? Why do you like going to church? Why do you like reading Bible?" And she mentioned that church to her is, it makes her feel empowered. It makes her feel, she mentioned all the positive thing about church. And also I end up asking myself why I never experienced such, why I've never experienced what other people are actually experiencing. And I thought maybe it's because I'm flawed, because I have issues. Because when I actually open up the first time with someone, she told me that I'm demonic possessed, blah blah blah. And then she ended up spreading those rumors at school that I'm actually a demonic, I'm a devil worshiper and all that. And I've it offended me to the point that I end up lying. Do you know when they ask you about religion at school and whatsoever, and then I ended up uh, writing that I'm actually a Christian, but I was not a Christian. I was kind of like scared of other people's opinion, what they're gonna say when I'm actually sharing my own truth. Because at the time I felt like the only way to protect myself from bullying, I have to lie about that I'm actually a Christian, because at school they ask about your, I don't know what is it, politics, I don't know, where they ask you what are you, whether you're atheist or Christian or in Hindu, Muslim, all those. So I ended up lying, as I told myself I'm actually a Christian. A lot of people used to ask me why I never went to church. I used to make up excuses sometimes, but like, oh, it's still a distance. Oh, I have to catch up with other things. Oh, I have to do. I used to make excuses in order to other people to back off, because I didn't have actually a reason why I the reason was there is that I feel like shit when I'm there. When I'm there, I feel I experience headache. I experience pain in my body, all over my body. I feel like someone is doing something on my body that I actually don't even know, because I was absorbing other people's energy. I was feeling other people's pain, because I'm actually psychic. So a lot of people's pain were on me. Sometimes I can sense this person is actually lying. And the pastors, the woman in there, I felt like the fakery. There was a lot of fuckery and fakery. It was so fake. So I hate fake. I hate anything like that is consists of lying and whatsoever. So it was not a place for me. So, and thirdly, when I ask people why they go to church, they always give me a reason. It empower them. They feel positive after it. They feel regenerated. For me, it was the opposite of that. I felt like my soul was taken away from me. It was in one of the places where I avoid with all. Sometimes when I'm walking inside in church, before I would just I'll end up going back just when I'm in a door of church when I'm in when I'm about to get in church, just indoor, I'll feel like the energies, and I'll be like, you know what, I can't keep up. Sometimes I don't know how many times I try to go to church and ended up in the door. And then when I'm there in the door, I feel the energy is like they're sucking the energy out of me, and then I'll just reverse. So it always felt like that. And the first time I actually opened up to someone, I was actually 21. When I was okay, it was not the first time, but after a long time of hiding that I'm actually not a Christian, because I was avoiding to be bullied. So I was avoiding people always attacking me because of my own way of thinking, the way I view Christian and whatsoever, and the way I view religion altogether. Because as I mentioned that at 20 I started asking people, because I said I already diagnosed myself as someone who's have issues, because church was not for me. A lot of people have a different opinion about church. For me, it was offensive. It was a place where I felt like I'm in hell. It was a place where I felt like I am, because I had, when I went in, I will come back and cry my lungs out until I fall asleep in order for me to feel better. For me, crying was something that is healing after going to church. I was tired of that, and I also tired of feeling like shit whenever I'm there. So I've ended up starting asking questions, and I got a different opinion from others. So after a long time of not opening up about why I'm not a Christian, I met someone she was my roommate when I was 21. It was back then. So when I'm actually met this woman, we actually clicked. Like when she was sharing her perspective, and I feel like that woman was actually my soul tribe. The way she shared her own opinion, and I felt like, oh my god, I was not crazy from the beginning. I'm not as bad as I think I am. I'm not evil as I think I am, because I ended up finding myself believing people when they said I'm actually devil worship, because I was against a lot of things, and so I feel like religion is a lifestyle, and that is actually a lifestyle that is not for everyone. I'm actually detached with a lot of theories, a lot of a religion. I'm detached in a lot of things. Some of the things is historical. When I'm trying to I don't have it the energy to do research that are actually historical. I always find them, as much as I know there are a lot of people who actually leave before us and all that. Every time when I'm trying to find research, I always get the energy that I shouldn't. Not because I know a lot, I don't know a lot. I still read books, some of the books, and I've stopped reading them independently because of certain energy that I get from it. Or sometimes I skip certain because I feel like I'm not guided to continue with this chapter. I'm not guided to do whatever historical books. I'm still against a lot of historical books regarding philosophy. So I'm that person who actually, whenever I get a nudge that I shouldn't, whenever I get a nudge, when I'm reading something, I feel like it's take a lot of it from me. I don't feel energized. I don't bother reading the book. I don't bother doing research about that because I'm interested in a lot of things. So when you are interested in a lot of things, you want to know a lot. So I feel like that actually happens. So religion is not for everyone, and I'm okay with that. People who are actually religious, they are fine. It's their own truth. For me, it's not my own truth. It's something that I actually have to avoid. It's more like a bullshit. So anything that is BS, I avoid it. So yes, I think those are actually reason why I've never considered myself as someone who's religious. So when I was 21, I started to fuck it in the manner of, I don't care whether you feel me as satanic. I don't care because at the time when I started opening up, I mentioned that I got bullied. I got being told that I'm evil and whatsoever. When I started opening up again, I opened up to the right person. When I did that, that person ended up sharing the same view, and then from that, I knew that I was not crazy. I started owning my own truth ever since from then, and I've been doing what is work for me. Was actually a lot of things that you will realize they don't work for you. So we all different. We all gonna connect with other things differently because at the end of the day, we are not a group. We are individuals who share whatever perspective or whatsoever. As much as I hate to say this, we there's always gonna be division, even though we don't like division. In terms of, they're always a tribe that get along very well. They're also gonna be tribe. They always tribe create division. As much, I'm not a huge fan of such division, but at the same time, I'm aware that we are all different. We connect and with other people differently. So we shouldn't try to be something that we are not. So we should accept whatever the truth that is, the truth that resonate with you, the truth that hit home for you. So you shouldn't force yourself to be something that you're actually not. You shouldn't force yourself to resonate with something that they do not resonate with you. And another thing, don't take other people's opinion as your own truth. It's their own opinion. It's their own opinion about you. It's their own way of their projecting. So don't allow people to project whatever they want to project on you. You are the one. You are the actor of your own life. You know yourself more than anyone. So don't allow any other way people's opinions to sway you away from you. So thank you guys for liking, for subscribing on my YouTube channel. Okay, liking and sharing. So when you find my content, it's content that is actually for you. So don't forget to don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel. Thank you guys. Bye.